Bresenham's line algorithm for the generating the line between the endpoints x1 y1 and xn yn point. There are mainly two cases for the Bresenham's line algorithm. For the first case, the slope is less than or equal to 1, or else in the other meaning, the difference between the yn coordinates and x coordinate, the difference between the xn minus x1 is larger than the yn minus y1, then it considered as a case 1 where the slope is less than or equal 1. The other case which have a slope greater than 1, or else the value of the yn minus y1 is larger than the value of xn minus x1. Now let's define the first case, the slope is less than or equal 1, or the difference between the y coordinate is lower than the difference between x coordinate. Now the first, we need to start the algorithm with the proper and definite shapes of like that button, the rectangle with y-axis have some degrees angle or perfect rectangular for the examination. Now in the first, we need to start our algorithm or loop. Then we know the value of the x1 y1 and xn yn, the endpoints of line. Now in further step, we have to calculate the difference between the x coordinates and y coordinates. Like the difference between x coordinates is xc, xn minus x1, and the difference between the y coordinates is yn minus y1 is considered as a yc. In the further, we have to calculate the value of pk. Pk equals to 2yc minus xc. We know this is for the first case where the difference between the x coordinate is larger than the difference between the y coordinates. So here we need to subtract the value of difference between the x coordinate from the 2yc. See, this is the key point for remembering this loop or algorithm. So for the case 1 where the difference between the x coordinate is larger than the y coordinate, pk equals to 2yc minus xc. Now the set k equals to 1 for the first point, the initial point, starting point, where the set pixels equals to xk and yk for the first point. And for here we need to remember a one conditional case. If the pk value is greater than equal 0, we here calculate the pk value 2yc minus xc. So if the pk value is greater than 0, then we need to further proceed here. Like what is the next point of x coordinate and y coordinate? So the xk plus 1 equals to xk plus 1. So we need to add a plus 1 in x coordinate as well as we need to add plus 1 in y coordinate. Like xk plus 1 equals to xk, the first point, plus 1, and the yk plus 1, yk plus 1 addition plus 1 point. For now, what it is the pk plus 1 value for the next point, or else say the xk plus 1 and yk plus 1 coordinate, what is the value of pk plus 1? Pk plus 1 equals to pk, which already we defined here, pk equals to 2yc minus xc. So the pk plus 1 value is pk plus 2yc minus 2xc. Subtraction of minus 2xc is here considered. And if suppose this condition is wrong, then if the pk is less than 0 or the value of pk is negative, then what we need to do in this case, we need to add a plus 1 point in only x coordinate. No, we don't need to add plus 1 point in y coordinate. So the value of xk plus 1 equals to xk plus 1, and the value of yk plus 1 is constant yk. Just remember this point. If this pk value is negative, then we only need to add a plus 1 point in x coordinate. Yk plus 1 coordinate is still remaining same or constant, only yk. And what is the value of pk plus 1? Pk plus 1 equals to pk plus 2yc. We did not need to subtract minus 2xc point for the pk less than 0 value. Just remember this point. Now further proceed. For a next point, the k equals to k plus 1. If k equals to 1, then the second point is 2. If here k equals to 2, then the another or next point is 3. So the next condition is if k is less than or equal xc. What is xc? The difference between x coordinate. If the x coordinate is larger than the k value, or which the number of points for a line, the xc value is larger, then we need to further proceed this looping again. Like we need to set pixel xk yk. If we need to check the condition of pk greater than 0, the addition of plus 1 and the value of pk plus 1, or this condition is wrong, we need to add it plus 1 only in x coordinate, yk plus 1 remain constant, pk plus 1 we did not need to subtract minus 2xc value, and now as it is. But till the value of x is larger than the xc value. So when the value of k is greater than xc, the number of point is larger than the difference of xc, we need to stop the looping procedure. And or else in this formula, or in as per defined algorithm, if the value of k is less than or equal xc, this condition may go through wrong. Then we need to stop this algorithm. And remember, this is for the first case where the xc or the difference between the x coordinates is greater than the difference between y coordinate.